G'day. Are you interested in breaking into the food manufacturing market, seeing your product on the shelves in a major grocery store, major supermarket? I'm Dr. Philip Button from the Food Entrepreneurship Academy, and today I'm going to be talking to you about barriers to entry. I'm in my backyard in the eastern suburbs of Melbourne at the moment, and what I want to talk to you about is actually getting into the food manufacturing market. So in the old days, it was much more difficult to enter the food manufacturing scene. Or first of all, I suppose, what I'm talking about is actually having your product in a major retailer. So we're not talking about the small scale manufacturers that only aspire to sell in farmers markets or only to sell in their local area from their own home or in a very, very limited setting. We're talking about entrepreneurs that are keen to enter manufacturing. And that doesn't mean that they have to actually manufacture themselves, but because of course there can be contract manufacturing, for example. But we are talking about the more larger scale, So barriers to entry for that in the old days, and when I say old days, I'm talking about maybe pre-internet days, that sort of thing. So some decades ago, it was largely the realm of major food corporations, major multinational even food manufacturers with large R&D budgets. But with the advent of the internet and the rise of freelance operators in terms of food scientists, it's a much it's really changed the scene of manufacturing. So in those days, a team of food scientists, food technologists, working in a product development lab, product development kitchen in a major food manufacturer would continually develop their products, continually innovate, continually look for ways to improve the product line, current products, existing products, or to expand into new areas, new types of products, new types of categories even altogether. But that was several years ago, and nowadays it is much easier to enter the world of food manufacturing. And that could be because what might your impetus be? It could be like, for example, using fruits from your home garden in making jams and preserves or chutneys, sauces, that sort of thing. Or it might be a home, a home recipe that you think is just fabulous, and people keep telling you how good it is, and that you should commercialize it. Or it could be a family. Almost an heirloom, a family traditional recipe that's been passed on down the generations from one person to another in your family. But if you're looking at entering proper large scale manufacturing, then of course these days the barriers are much less than they used to be, but still there are significant procedures and basically things you have to do to systematically go through that process to make sure that you are actually maximizing your chances of success. So what are the things that you need to do? And what I want to go through and briefly outline are that it's not just a simple matter of, say, you've got a recipe, you just need to tweak it, and then there you go, and it's ready for commercialization. Because we work through, among other channels, we work through the Collabtree platform, and what unfortunately we see is, many aspiring food entrepreneurs who believe that they can simply get their product to market, or have a product that they believe will be ready in just a matter of weeks, and with just an investment of $100 or a few $100s. Now, unfortunately, that really isn't really the way to go. If you think back, or think to proper product innovation, proper new food product development in the food manufacturing industry, in Australian dollars, it would typically take something like $30,000, and certainly at least half a year, if not a year. And it's not uncommon for the whole process to take something like 2 years. And it's not uncommon for food product development projects to go up to 100,000 Australian dollars. So having that done, having a product that you can launch in just a matter of weeks, and costing just a few $100s, isn't really going to cut it in terms of having a product that will satisfy food trends, consumer demands, current food trends, that sort of thing. Have a product that you guarantee will be regulatory compliant. For example, have a shelf life that you can guarantee on, that will satisfy the retailers that you want to actually satisfy. And if we're, because it's not uncommon for retailers in, say, Australia to aspire to Coles and Woolworths as the main large-scale mainstream supermarkets here in Australia, or for example in the US, Whole Foods, if they're looking at a more boutique health food product. And these particular retailers have strong strong demands for set criteria, whether it's shelf life, whether it's a whole range of other types of product attributes. And to be able to manufacture to a stage where you can satisfy and get into these sort of retailers takes a lot of effort of strategy development and design and product development, as well as a good marketing campaign and all those sorts of things. So what I want to therefore highlight is that it's not just a matter of having a few weeks, a few $100s, and you have a product that's ready to go. If you're only intending to sell to your friends or family, and in your local area, maybe not even to farmers markets, then yeah, maybe that might do. But if you're aspiring to a regulatory compliant product that has a good and lengthy shelf life, that will enable commercial manufacture for major physical bricks and mortar retail, then you are definitely going to have to be spending thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars, and the whole process will take an absolute minimum of half a year, if not a full year, if you factor in and quite possibly longer if you factor in the strategy development, the product design and development, then not to mention the pilot scale trials, pre-production runs, as well as your full-on marketing and graphic design for your packaging, and then your initial production runs, and pre-launch, launch, and all those sorts of things. And that's not even, say, taking into account going into major retailers and the lead times that are involved in pitching your product to them and getting into that kind of retail space. So really what I want to say is, basically the take-home message is that While these days the barriers to entry for aspiring food entrepreneurs into the food manufacturing space, at least medium to larger scale food manufacturing space, are substantially reduced because really anybody can do it. There are still some barriers to overcome. There are still some hurdles that you need to break through, and it takes time, and it will take a certain type of financial investment. At least you don't need to set up a manufacturing facility, and there's not substantial capital investment involved. That's one good thing, because there are a whole range of general or smaller scale niche boutique contract manufacturers that can manufacture your product. But still, it will take some time and effort and money as well to get your product to market. Although it is substantially easier than it was decades ago. So that's our video in this food business kind of space. And I'm Dr. Philip Button from the Food Entrepreneurship Academy, and I really look forward to your attendance and your attention at our next video. Until then, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you around, either online, virtually, or in person sometime soon, hopefully. Take care, and I'll see you later. Bye.